scored 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Real Talk. I'm your host, Aaron King. Alongside me are my partners in crime for the day, Emmitt Thomas and Marcus Modey. We're going to have a good time. We're going to talk a lot of sports, but before we get to that, I do want to give a quick shout-out to Doc V here at the station for 91.9 FM. I want to give a quick shout-out to him because he let us use this studio for this show, and I really appreciate that, all the people behind the scenes. And we'll get this thing going, guys. Let's talk about some Austin Peay football. That's a big topic right about now. Tough loss. You know, we just came off the bye week. We're going into Tennessee Tech this weekend. But as of right now, you know, we're looking back, and that SEMO game was pretty tough. I mean, we talked about a little bit. Santa Cantarino was that quarterback that we were discussing a little bit. Yeah, well, in that game, 19 for 37, 334 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. The guy went off.
Solid game. I mean, anytime you can throw for over 300 yards, you're in good business. And
in the second half, they looked unstoppable.
They did. It to me, SEMO, it was such a great game. And it kind of stinks because I was at work, so I was kind of just glancing at it every now and then. I couldn't actually watch the game. But when I saw it, when I actually was able to watch the game, it looked fairly even. And honestly, the score wasn't that bad. What was it, 27-31?
Yeah, 31-27.
31-27 is what that ended. So it really wasn't that bad of a game. And we talked about SEMO being actually a really great team. They've got a good quarterback.
They are.
They've got a good scheme around them.
Good running back.
Good coaching, good running back, good defense. It was going to be a tough game. We didn't know who was going to come out on top. We thought Austin Peay
could pull it out.
Pull it out, but that was going to be a tough one.
Close game.
Turns out, and we were a little bit wrong. Jeremiah Oatsvall, 15 for 29, 229 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Kentel Williams actually got the ball 13 times, 104 yards, and 1 touchdown. But I did note there is one little bright side, little silver lining to all of this. We did lose to the team that did just whoop up on Jacksonville State.
Yeah, makes you sleep a little better at night because Jacksonville State has always been that number, that team to beat, that so to speak, that Bama of the OVC, so to speak.
Was it 36 straight wins in the OVC?
Yes, they don't lose in conference play typically.
Yeah.
So for SEMO to knock off such a powerhouse in that kind of fashion, it wasn't like it was just a lucky win. They dominated.
They put up 28 points in the fourth quarter on.
Yeah, that fourth quarter was nuts. I can't even believe that stat line. I mean, against Jacksonville State,
it's just like what
of all teams. I mean, this is the school that top D1 athletes go. You know, when they
can't get into Auburn,
can't get into Auburn or Alabama.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? I'm going to go to a program that wins. Jacksonville State,
number 4 in the nation at the time.
Oh gosh, I wonder what was SEMO ranked?
Not then, but they are now.
They are now.
22.
Oh, yeah,
I believe it's 22.
So I wonder what Jacksonville State dropped to.
That's a very good question.
Got to be like 11 or 12.
That's a huge win. Huge win for SEMO.
So does that make the opportunity for Austin Peay to make these playoffs better or worse now that that one loss that they took, or the 2 losses that or I guess 3 losses, they've taken 3 losses to OVC teams, but 2 of those are really top of the line OVC teams that they've lost to. One of them's UT Martin, who's kind of midway.
I say worse because it's teams in the OVC that nobody's really paying attention to. Murray State is undefeated still in the OVC.
Nobody knows that.
Nobody knows that.
Right.
Nobody's talking about it, and they're just moving along.
Yeah,
slowly but surely. So
to me, it's just hurting each and every loss that the Governors took. It's just hurting them in the end.
Yeah, when you lose those conference games, especially when it comes to FCS ranking, because the playoff system is so strenuous. What they remember from last season, like you have to win those conference games, and they just didn't get it done. So it's anytime I hear playoffs, I'm like, playoffs. You know, from the last time we talked, it looks like they finally found a starter though, in Jeremiah Oatsvall. Marcus, you're right.
I was.
You're right. Good job. Applaud you. It's the only thing you're winning right now.
Hey, hold on now. Hold on. Only by one. Only by one.
We'll get to that later in the show, and by one. But it was a dual quarterback system with Jeremiah Oatsvall and Javon Craig. Now it looks like they've found a guy in Jeremiah Oatsvall who is he getting it done? Not really.
Yeah.
Is he better than Javon Craig? I think so. Is Javon injured? That's why he's not playing? Possibly. What do y'all think? I mean, have y'all heard anything? Is he still hurt or what?
I'm not sure, actually. I'm not
Come
gonna
on, I
lie
thought
to
you had the inside scoop.
Normally I do, man, but I was sick.
Aren't you
last
good
week.
friends with Gunner?
I am, but cut me some slack, man.
Come on now.
Had to take a few sick days.
Questionable.
I hear you.
That's all I know. He's been questionable.
Huh, say it again.
That's all
What,
I know.
Javon has? Or Emmitt?
You know what? We'll handle this off air.
Yeah, I
But,
hear you. I
no,
hear you.
seriously. I'm not sure. It was a serious, not serious, but it wasn't just a simple little injury he had, and he's had ankle issues in the past and things of that nature. They're going to be cautious with him. They're not going to rush him back.
Do
So.
you know that it was an ankle that he injured?
He couldn't walk that well. I'm not sure. Just from commentating that game,
Right.
he wasn't putting any weight on it, and I know he had ankle issues in the past. So that was just my assumption.
Now, even with Javon Craig being injured, does that mean Harley is now second string, but playing second string quarterback, but now playing first string receiver?
More than likely.
Or is there somebody taking that place so Harley can think just receiver?
He probably does both, honestly.
I believe Harley
wouldn't
does
doubt it.
both.
He's an athlete.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they just adjust the offense to what he can do. So as soon as he gets in, hey, you know what you're running.
Yeah.
Right.
They got to play look strictly for Harley.
Mm-hmm.
Does this offense? It's kind of a controversial question.
Oh, wow.
I
That's-
liked it. It jumped off the page when I looked at it. I was
Yeah.
like, that's a good one.
Yeah. Does this offense function better with or without Satterfield?
Worse.
Wait.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at
Urgles, is that his name? Coach
I think
Urgles has
so.
taken
I
over
think so.
offensive coordinator. He was the offensive line coach.
Mm-hmm. And if you just look at the numbers and versus what they used to put up last year rushing, and just think Satterfield just had that heat. Like, I mean, it was a lot of the playbook is similar, but now it's
Is it really a different playbook, or is it more of the way he's calling the plays?
I believe it's the way he's calling the plays.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times now you can almost depict run when the plays
Yeah.
before it happens.
Yeah, pre-snap, you can really, you see the defense cheating up, loading the box because they pretty much know what's happening. Satterfield kept the defense more so off their, off their game. They couldn't really determine what was going to happen.
Even though they was running more, they didn't know which way they was running or what play was about to happen. Like now, it's almost easy. Okay, jet sweep this way,
Right.
hand off to the left this way, hand off to the right that way.
Was that dual quarterback system? Do you think more Satterfield,
I think so.
I think so.
or do you
so.
think that was just the whole offense trying to figure out what they wanted?
I think Satterfield is just a guy where he
Likes multiple looks.
Yep, he just likes having an array of things to do. That way, depending on what the defense does week to week, that'll determine his game plan and his attack and his approach. And he just used that to his advantage because you have change of pace quarterbacks, change of pace running backs, and it just kept the defense off balance.
Right.
And it was their first season doing that kind of thing, so defenses didn't know what to expect. Well, now they have a season full of film plus the previous games leading up to the games this season in which they played. So the scouting report is a little different. They know what kind of looks that AP likes to get in and what may happen when Oatsvall is at quarterback versus what may happen when Javon's at quarterback. So it's a lot that goes into it, but I feel like Satterfield had a better grip of how to keep the defense off balance, if that makes sense.
Hey, he said a mouthful right there. I can't
You
even.
can't even respond to that.
He said a mouthful.
Has he pretty much taken everything you wanted to say?
Everything.
Emmitt, what are you doing, man?
Sorry, man.
He's
Hey.
trying to talk.
Hey, he was right though, right? 100%.
So do you think somebody like, obviously Kentel owns that starting spot?
Mm-hmm.
Who out of Trey Nation, Ahmad Tanner, and I think I already know this answer, but I want to just ask it real fast. Out of Tanner, Nation, and Mamadou, who do you think should take that second bid?
It's actually
I'm gonna
hard.
tell you-
That's a difficult one, actually.
It's
I'm
harder
gonna-
than expected.
I'm going to tell you who I think. Ahmad Tanner.
I think Tanner.
Tanner was the guy last season. He was second
Yeah.
in rushing right behind him. But Trey Nation,
Trey Nation.
Don't get me wrong.
receiving out of the backfield, he's that guy. Like
Don't get me
catching little
wrong.
flare passes.
They're all, feasible.
Oh yeah.
To be in that second. I think Kentel has first string outright.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's got a good combination of everything you need. But I think when in those first two games when we didn't see Kentel, you saw a running back out of Ahmad Tanner that I don't think we really got to see a lot of last season, because I think there was also too much of a mixture of, not saying it was a bad thing, but I think it was too much of a mixture of all four running backs, so you couldn't see the picture on one whole one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you saw Prince Mamadou get a lot of snaps. You don't see him get a lot of snaps at running back a lot right now.
He's more at fullback right now.
Right. Well, that's his actual position,
Yeah.
is fullback. He's starting fullback, but I don't see a lot of fullback usage plays. Or am I just blind?
I get what you're saying.
I-
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like he's labeled as a fullback, but
he's more so used as a running back.
He's a
Yeah.
power
Yeah.
runner, But I think Ahmad Tanner's the guy to have at second string. But don't get me wrong, if you had Trey Nation there, I don't think you're losing anything. I don't think you're losing that battle.
I think with Tanner, he's more of a power back, and they like to use Nation because he's more of a speedy guy
Right.
who can also catch and can get to the edge. Because when Nation gets to the edge, defense sometimes have a problem with Nation.
Right.
Yeah, he gets to an open field. He can take a little flare pass for 75 yards
Yeah.
in a blur. So
Yeah. So the next game, did you have something to say?
no, you got
Oh, you're just breathing real heavy. I was scared.
it. See it.
Next game is actually this weekend against Tennessee Tech. It's the homecoming game for our Governors at Fort Terrace Stadium. Not really a strong team, but should be a pretty good win. We've seen a lot of teams just blow them out of the water. They're like 0-7 on the year, but the Governors have got to watch out. This could be a trap game. You don't want to go into it cocky,
Please.
and then out of nowhere, you're the Titans looking at the Buffalo Bills,
No, please.
Did you have to use such an analogy?
I did.
He had to. But please,
I'm
Governors,
mad. Okay.
don't lose this game. Don't lose this game, Governors.
I'll give you a stat line real fast. It kind of shocked me a little bit. I think you might make you laugh. Fisher in their last game, Fisher's their starting quarterback, led in passing for 16 for 30, 188 yards, 1 interception, while leading in the rushing category with 14 carries, 22 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not good. That's just short of a yard a carry, or just over a yard a carry on 14 carries.
I unfortunately had to watch that game live.
22 yards. Their running backs couldn't get 22 yards.
No comment.
The first play, it was a fumble, guys.
No comment.
Oh gosh.
And
Was it really?
Yes, the first play. Actually, the first play of their drive, fumble for negative 18 yards.
They scoop it?
No, they didn't. TSU didn't scoop and score, but they recovered. But it was negative 18 yards.
That's horrible. I actually have the call for that game, and I'm slightly looking forward to it because I love calling games. It's awesome. Slightly not looking forward to it because it's going to be a 70-point game,
Indeed.
and it's going to be – I'm really going to have to dig.
Yep.
I'm really going to have to dig for some notes.
True.
I really am.
And hopefully the Governors don't have a lot of penalties, please, against this
gosh.
team.
That's the one thing that would turn the tide of that game would be penalties. Penalties, mistake. It's like when playing Presbyterian at the beginning of the year. That first drive when it was like, okay, good, 3 and out, and then they punt the ball, and the guy doesn't even know where the ball's at. He's just running around, just doesn't even care. And the ball lands on his foot and skips away, and you got 5 Presbyterian people jumping on it. It's like, okay, those kind of mistakes are going to lose you ball games. Come on, guys. And then they did it again, I think. Oh, no. The Austin Peay punter muffed the snap,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
he
they
fumbled.
did,
And
they
then the
did.
next play, who I can't even remember the corner that did it, just so beautiful, just jumped right in the way, just undercut a route so hard, just caught it right in the end zone for an interception. Crazy. But like 2 boneheaded plays on the same, session. It was crazy. Those kind of plays will lose you ball games, and those are the plays that Austin Peay is going to have to be weary of, because if that starts happening, if penalties start happening, that's not good for the Governors.
Period.
That's not good. Kickoff is this Saturday, 4 p.m. at Forterra Stadium, so if you want to be there, or you can just be weird, be there or be weird. That's pretty much the move, I mean, that's going to be a big game. It's homecoming. Governors are expected to score a lot of points. It's going to be a lot of fun if you're a Governors fan. If you're a Tennessee Tech fan, I'm sorry.
Good luck.
Good luck. I don't think they're serving beer, unfortunately. So you're just going to have to deal with it. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
Language.
What?
We don't talk about alcoholic beverages.
Whatever. College football. Tennessee played Alabama.
How'd that go?
Yeah, I hear you. For all of you who don't know, Emmitt's a big Alabama guy. Big Alabama guy.
Roll Tide.
He's been an Alabama fan for about 10 years now, and ever since Saban took over.
That's crazy, bro. He said since Saban took over. That's solid. That's solid.
Yeah? Have you been a Bama fan your whole life? Be real.
I've been a Bama fan for a very long time. However,
not his whole life, though.
It was mainly because of specific players that I liked that went to Bama.
Okay.
Is your family Bama fans, too?
No, actually. My we're spread out all over the place. From the NFL,
that is
college.
Weird.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
We're a very weird family when it comes to sports.
So, okay, you're an Alabama fan. You're a Tennessee Titans fan.
Okay, like my dad is a Cowboys fan.
Ooh.
What?
My mother is a 49ers fan.
What?
My brother is a Packers fan.
Huh?
I'm so...
Exactly. It's no kind of family. Like we fight, and that's just how it's been.
That is
What?
so.
That's how it's been.
What about, like, college? You're an Alabama fan.
My brother ran track for UT.
So he's Vols fan.
Off top.
I know you was talking noise to him then.
Every year.
Okay.
11
years.
My father, he's always been he's a big Florida State guy.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh. Well, at least Tennessee can whoop up on them saying national champions.
And my mother just likes to watch college football because she went to DePaul. They didn't have a football team.
She's not a fan of nothing, though?
Not in college football, no, not
What?
really. Not really.
How do you watch a sport and not be a fan of a team?
She just.
I guess I'm that way when I watch rugby. That's about it. Or bowling.
Soccer. I can't choose a team.
Soccer. Yeah, I mean, well, okay, I have a team now in soccer, though. Nashville SC. That's my team.
Let's move on to the next point.
Anyway, next point. Garantano is horrible. Garantano is horrible. I said it from the beginning. Christ is the guy.
He's about to rant again, and I'm
I
here
am
for
about to
it.
rant again, but I'm going to let y'all talk this time. Christ is the guy. He jumped into the game. 2 plays later, scores a touchdown. I have a feeling, not to the extent of what it was, but I got a feeling this is like a blessing in disguise, like a Drew Bledsoe moment, right? Bledsoe gets injured. Tom Brady goes in, never looks back, right? I think this is that point where Christ is going to go in and never look back. I don't think Garantano has a spot anymore until Christ is done, which I think this is his only year on the team. So I think he's done after this.
Why wait now?
Why was there even a point when you were wasting Garantano's time? Why were you wasting Chris' time when you brought him here? He's 11-2 as a starter from Stanford.
Oh no.
Right?
Oh no.
He's 11-2 as a starter at Stanford, and he's sitting on a bench behind Garantano, who can't seem to throw the ball. I don't get it. I do not comprende. Don't get it.
Oh no.
It's an unfortunate situation to be a volunteer fan these days.
I mean, it's like if, I guess your situation, you had Jalen Hurts, right? And then out of nowhere, you see Tua win the national championship for you. And then next year, if they went back to Hurts,
Yeah, it's
What do
kinda,
you What do you think you'd be like?
I had people arguing Hurts is still the guy. I'm like, how?
How?
But yeah, I would have been a little upset.
He only lost 2 games.
I was actually upset
He was
because
on Alabama.
So here's a quick little cool backstory. My eye doctor has an actual connection to the Crimson Tide. Like his nephew or something is a left tackle.
Okay.
Right? Cool.
Brandon Kennedy.
It's some anyway. Right tackle. So he tells us like the season that Hurts was the guy that hey, the backup quarterback is 100 times better.
Ooh.
And he said, he just tells us this in an appointment. I'm like, I know about him. He from recruiting and things of that nature, but I haven't really just seen him in action.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, he's 100 times better than Hurts. Like
He can
in
ball
practice
out.
and everything. They just, for some reason, just go with Hurts. And I was like, oh, national championship comes like 2 weeks later because it's over Christmas break.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And it's just like, he
Oh.
told me this. It's
And
interesting to
you
watch.
didn't believe him.
I'm not saying I didn't believe him. It's just like, oh, wow, that's an interesting thing.
Did
you know?
anybody believe that Tua could do it, though, when he hopped in that national championship game?
Not a lot of people.
No one.
I didn't. I was thinking, well, okay. I was thinking anything could be better than what Hurts is producing.
Yeah.
He's horrible.
I knew Tua had an arm on him, but I didn't like that.
When I saw his footwork in the pocket, I was just like, hold on.
Yeah.
I mean, he came out.
Didn't he throw an interception, though?
He did.
Like
throw.
on his first drive?
he did.
He did.
And it was like, oh, great, here we go.
It was just a freshman mistake almost.
Here we
That's
go.
what it was.
Then he goes to OT and just puts the most perfect dot. He
Slings it.
eyes
Looks
off the
Looks
safety,
off the safety.
and then just dot over the left sideline. Yeah. Y'all, all the fans had to raise their hands up like Kiffin. But when the play when they hiked the ball, I always thought that was crazy. Whenever
Kiffin used to be on the sideline before
Before
the
the
ball
play
even
even
snaps.
started, right?
He's just
yeah, before sometimes even before the play even started, he's sitting there just going, "Yep,
That's
that's it,
touchdown.
that's touchdown already." It's like, how are you talking about? And just
6.
dot 6, crazy. And now he's terrible at FIU.
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 Life comes at you fast.
Yeah, I guess when people hate you, that's what happens. You know, you might win ball games, but if you're not liked, you get kicked out of Tennessee, and then you get kicked out of Alabama, and you go to FIU. These are facts. Let's see, Alabama. Oh yeah, you gotta watch out, bro.
Yes, he does. He's sleeping right now,
He's
but
sleeping
folks,
right now.
he better get ready.
Yeah, here's the thing. LSU is coming. They're number what? 4? Their number. He's sleeping. He's sleeping.
He can sleep all he want, but Tua gonna have to play that fourth
I'm
quarter.
telling you, bro.
Wake me up when y'all are done talking about this.
Tua
LSU
has
game.
yet to play a fourth quarter. I don't think has he?
He hasn't played
He
a
has
fourth
yet
quarter.
to play a fourth quarter against a team like LSU who can actually produce on defense, right?
Jalen
God,
Hurts
look at
can
this
give him
guy.
a W.
Look at this.
He'll wake up for that. He knows Jalen Hurts can't give him an automatic W. Tua, he can sneak one out. He's still trying to act sleep, though, folks. So if we come back on the next episode and they end up losing, you know who to look at.
That's not for a couple weeks though, right?
Y'all done?
All right, now,
y'all
folks.
done?
Are you done? Are you good?
I'm
you
good.
well rested?
Yeah. I needed that.
I'm just saying, bro.
Power now.
It's gonna be good. You don't think LSU's a threat at all?
No.
I mean, number 4, and they're on the up and up.
They put no fear in my heart.
You don't think old Ogeron?
Wow.
They
You don't
put-
think old Ogeron?
They put no fear in my heart.
No.
None.
All right. Well,
0.
whatever.
Okay.
I
there's
said what I said.
Speaking about the SEC, though, this is crazy. A lot of
Dominant.
people tell us that you're an Oklahoma fan. You can go away. Sorry, Marcus.
I
You
just
know.
love trying to bash me just because. It's all good.
I'm
though.
waiting for y'all to bash me.
I don't have to bash you. You like Tennessee.
You bash
Oh.
you're a living bash.
I'm a walking L.
Yeah.
I really am. I'm a walking L.
L by L.
Yeah. L by. I got it. My Tennessee brain took a little bit to process that one. That's what it was. But seriously, though, a lot of people tell us as SEC fans, oh, you just have Alabama. Last year, all you have is Alabama and Georgia.
Yep, not the case.
Yeah, well,
That's
not the case
at
now.
all.
4 SEC teams in the top 10. That's Alabama, 1, LSU 4, Georgia 7, and Florida 9. And not including all the other teams that are in the top 25. Kentucky, Mississippi State, not including those. Tell me we're top heavy.
You can't.
Just whisper it in my ear one time. Look at me with a straight face. You're a good sports fan, Marcus. You're pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Is the SEC really top heavy, or is the SEC actually all that it's making out to be right now?
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. The SEC is where it's at, just plain and simple.
Okay, cool.
Because
Okay, we're friends again.
like what other conference
It's doing what
doing what the SEC is doing?
None. I mean, you could slightly argue Big Ten, but not after this past weekend, because our player of the week, and we all had a unanimous player of the week, but it was all different players on the same team because they took down a Big Ten opponent that was number 2 in the nation, and I think they dropped to number 11. Purdue put a hurting on Ohio State. What was the final? 41 to 20 something.
49-21, I believe.
49-21.
I love it.
My player of the week was Rondale Moore for the wide receiver. 12 catches, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns, 24 rushing yards, 54 punt and kick return yards.
My player, I might say his last name wrong, but it's David Bluff. I might be wrong, but he threw for 378 yards, 3 touchdowns with a QB rating of 155
For Purdue. And then Emmitt.
So my original guy was the receiver. However, everyone associated with the Purdue Boilermakers gets game ball.
Oh, for sure.
Everyone. But the coach to come in there against Ohio State and just execute the way he did to beat them, I mean,
Did y'all see that video?
got to tip my hat off.
Did y'all see that video about the little kid and them playing for the little kid?
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty.
What
big.
was that about? You got to explain
It's a
that.
long backstory.
It's a very long backstory, but I can't remember what he has.
Yeah, it was one of those things where they
And it was really, they played the game for him, and like they put a lot of emotion because like he's a very big Purdue fan.
Was it like a sick kid?
yeah, something along
Yeah.
those lines, pretty much.
Yeah.
And they were kind of
It really touched him, and
a lot of emotions. To come in.
They were inspired by the kid
Mhm,
who
mhm,
was
mhm.
having issues with
Yep.
something
Yep,
potentially life-threatening,
Yeah.
and they fought for the kid.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Perfect.
won.
Perfect. And what an opponent to do it to. I just wish it was Alabama.
They wouldn't have got the win if it was Alabama. wouldn't have been that wouldn't
Go
wouldn't-
Tigers,
wouldn't
bro.
have been a sweep.
Go Tigers, they're coming.
Okay, I understand that your family is also.
I'm not
LSU
just saying that. He's
supporters,
saying that too.
and I just want you to know.
gotta watch out for that secondary.
Marcus is on my side, man. You got to watch out.
I like Tua and all, but he's gonna have to play the fourth quarter, and he's gonna have to watch out for those DBs and their safeties.
Do you? Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
Hey,
We will watch.
Don't get me wrong.
We will watch.
You know what? Let's all try to watch it together then.
Ooh, that's kind of. Hey, what's up? What's up?
Hey, I mean, if I can take off,
Let's do it.
we're doing it.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
What are we going to like?
It don't matter.
You got to go to like B-dubs or something.
Are you? Never mind. It's an
What?
off-air question.
What? No, go ahead. Get it off your chest. Go
It's
ahead.
an off-air question.
What?
Just gonna like, are you 21, Marcus?
Hey, wow. I am 20. I am 20.
No. You shouldn't have asked that.
You told me to. No, but seriously.
Man, so that was it, man. That was our college talk. It's gonna be a good one for Austin Peay football. Alabama is still top dog for sure, but I think they've got somebody right under them on their tail. Seriously,
Mhm.
they're coming. And SEC is looking really good. Looks like Christ is finally the guy, and good job, Purdue. That's really all we had. Now moving on to NFL, we got a lot to talk about, gentlemen, with the Titans. Another tough loss to Chargers in London. How do you feel about the call? And I'm assuming you know exactly what the call is.
I was not upset about going for the win. I
Agreed.
actually would have done the
Agreed.
same thing.
Herm Edwards.
However,
Play to win.
the play call itself
Horrible.
was
Questionable.
trash.
Court,
You're on the
very
1
questionable.
yard line. You literally get a penalty to get you, inch it up just a little bit,
Yeah.
and you don't run the ball. And Rabel said that they believe they felt the need to pass, and I said, why? You don't know
Why?
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 Guys, before the play snap, the linebackers was in the end zone. You're at the 1 yard line, and your linebackers are in the end zone. QB sneak it, do a Drew Brees, either jump over the top or have Derrick Henry push Mariota into the end zone, and that's the game.
I like the call of just handing it to Henry. The problem is, do anything other than what they did, which is give Mariota the ball twice. I hated that call. I didn't mind the call at first. Okay, well, first off, I'm thinking, okay, kick the field goal. We've completely whooped them in the second half. Completely whooped them, right? Might as well kick your field goal, take it to overtime, trust your defense to make a play, which they have in the second half, right?
Mhm.
And then move on. Your offense is going to roll. You're at least going to get a field goal out of the drive because they haven't stopped you in the second half, really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't see why you don't take the overtime. Okay, let's say you needed to go and win that game right then, right there. Don't let Marcus pass the football.
Not on the one
Don't
because
pass the football.
the
The fir-
windows are a lot smaller. There's a lot of less room for
Right.
error. So
All you got to do is get rush 3 and get 8 in the end zone, and there's no window.
exactly.
There's no window to pass the ball. And the Chargers read that the whole way.
Mhm.
They really did. They read that the whole way.
There
They're
was
thinking
nowhere to go.
pass the entire
There's
way.
nowhere to go.
Marcus got the ball, ran left and ran right, and then threw it in the dirt. And luckily, there was a defensive holding against Dion. It was somebody holding Dion Lewis. Luckily for them.
And that's my thing. It's like you see that happen. Okay, maybe we need to run the ball.
Run the
Yeah,
ball.
Like-
yeah.
That's what
Now
I'm-
they're on the 1 yard line, and I was thinking, God, this looks like a Super Bowl that I know. God, this looks like a Super Bowl that I know. You have a running back that can bowl over people. You're on the 1 yard line to win the game, and you pass the football.
Ridiculous.
And you have Derrick Henry in your backfield, which is 6'3", 245 pounds of hurt.
I would have felt better if they would have tried a screen pass. Then what?
Anything other than what they did.
A fade route to Corey Davis would have sufficed for me.
Anything other than what they did.
A toss to Dion Lewis would have sufficed. A trick play would have sufficed. But
Play action pass would have
I
worked.
tell you what, I've never seen this formation, though. Out of center, from under center, with no backfield and 5 wide. I don't get that one.
at all.
Because then you give him no
no
room-
extra protection,
No. You
Nor-
don't give him anything.
nor a threat of
Now, we'll say they had the motion of Dion Lewis. They had Dion on the play.
Mhm.
They motioned Dion behind Mariota, but he snapped the ball like 5 feet after Dion ran by him. So, I don't know. I guess after the play is over, you're either a hero if you make it, or
Yeah.
you're a 0 if you don't. And obviously he didn't make it. Marcus didn't make the throw twice.
Triple
Vrabel made
coverage.
a bad call. But if they would have made it, we would turn around and say that was the best call of the week. Marcus made the best throw of the week.
You guys would have, Aaron, you would have said it.
Yeah, I would have said it. You should, y'all, people on here should have. It's probably better they didn't see some of my texts. Actually, probably best that they didn't see some of my texts
that
I
was
sent.
that was an interesting conversation
Yeah,
to say the least.
a lot of that was heat of the moment.
Big mad. He
A
was
lot
big
of
mad,
that, I was
folks.
big mad. Oh man.
Let's get rid of Marcus. I'm tired of Marcus.
Well, I think at one point I said tank for picks.
Yes.
It's like, dude, calm down, relax.
I was so mad because I committed so much to that game. I woke up at 8
Yeah.
in the morning.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got up. I pulled an Emmitt and got a big old bowl of cereal.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I put on the jersey. I put on the new Kevin Byard jersey that I bought. I got the hat on. I'm ready to go. I sit down. I'm sitting in the chair for a whole half of football, and I see absolutely nothing. I've learned nothing except that the defense loves to give up one-play touchdowns on the very first offensive play for the Chargers. And I'm like, oh, great, cool, great, awesome. And
That was a good call by Winston Hunt.
yeah, it was.
That's a
It
good
was.
call.
And then you know, I fall asleep. I actually fell asleep at halftime because I had coffee too. I had coffee, cereal, and I was ready to go. And I fell asleep at half. I woke up with 10 minutes left in the game. And I'm like, whoa, when did we score? And I watched the rest of the game. I'm like, oh,
Okay.
we're a team. Okay, cool. And then we get all the way down to the. It was kind of cool though because it was kind of like I hit fast forward and I only got to the important stuff. You know, I kind of wish I would have seen Derrick Henry score. I didn't get to see that because I was conked out. But you know, whatever. Again, do you like the call? I don't know. I like the idea of going for 2. I don't like the call of giving Marcus the ball on the goal line. I think it was crazy. And you always tell me, relax. Is it too early as fans to start panicking now that the Titans have officially lost their lead in the division? You know, it's not looking great for the future right now. Is it too early for fans to start panicking, or is this about the right time for guys to be like, okay, what are we doing, guys?
No, just pump. I say pump the
Pump the
brakes
brakes.
because the Titans have beaten 3 good teams that they weren't supposed to beat.
Who?
I mean,
Houston?
at the time,
They're not that great.
Okay, at the time.
Hey,
Jacksonville? They're not
Speaking-
looking that great.
Houston-
Speaking
Houston is
from
number
past
1.
tense, in the past we were like, oh, these are the teams that, you know, these were teams that they weren't expected to beat. Nevertheless,
Houston's
Right.
number
Now,
1 right now, Aaron.
At the end of the day,
They are, but what are they, 4-4?
the division. This is why this is not panic time. The division is not great. The Titans have beat 2 people in the division, and on top of that, you have this bye week, kind of get it together, figure things out, come back, play Dallas, do your thing. I don't feel like it's panic time to me.
Do you believe in Mariota when it comes to crunch time situations now?
Yes, he has I got to get the stat correctly, but just look up Mariota's game-winning drives in his career. He has a lot compared to a lot of quarterbacks his age. He's not in crunch time. Mariota's definitely never been the problem in crunch time. We saw this in the playoffs last season. We saw this in a lot of games. We saw it in Eagles this season. He's not the problem.
I
I'm
think
tell you what the problem is. The Titans are second in the league in drops.
it's the receivers. I was just about to say it's
I
the
mean,
receivers.
The
Mariota.
receivers weren't that last overtime pass, not overtime, that last 2-point conversion pass when he threw it to triple coverage.
Yes, but we're.
Aaron, he threw for 24 of 32. That's what he had for the game.
And a red zone interception
And
the
how-
first time in 44.
And how many
what
of
was it,
those were
42,
drops?
44?
Right, 40, 41. 40.
It's in the 40s.
Yeah.
It's low 40s. I was so sad for him. I about cried.
Yeah,
I
and-
didn't because I'm a man.
But it's just like, man, Marcus is not the issue. The issue is the simple fact of things happened early in the season that you can't really account for. That Laney Walker's out for the year. Rashard Matthews is now a Jet. Things that you just did not plan on happening.
Is that official?
It is official.
He is officially a Jet.
He's a Jet.
Gross.
So it's like, hey, you're down to a bunch of young receivers, down to things of that nature. It's just a lot going on. So
I want to hit on that. Why would you leave the Titans to go to the Jets?
simply because that's all he could get. True, like
I think,
he needs
yeah.
that. He needs that check.
I thought he was hanging up the cleats though.
No, this Rashard Matthews left the Titans because he believed that he was about to be excommunicated from getting any kind of passes, which was not the case.
I mean, he
He
dropped
was-
half his passes.
I'm
3
like,
for
dude,
6.
I'm like, dude, you were a veteran guy in the locker room. He was definitely a guy we got the ball to over the course of the past 2-3 years he's been here. It's just like, dude, relax.
And
You
then
just came
after-
back from an injury.
After Delaney went down too, we needed that veteran presence.
Exactly. And he just kind of gave up on the team prematurely. And John Robinson's the type of guy, hey, if you don't want to be here, we're not going to hold you. Bye.
I think the
He-
Titans was just Titans fans and probably the team was just shocked that he.
Yeah, I mean, that was crazy. Rashard Matt, I'm like, what? So to lose him, luckily Tajay Sharp is stepping up.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of Rashard Matthews. That was not a loss we expected on having. And now that we have that loss, it's tough.
Tell me why the Titans defense looks so good and so bad at the exact same time. Am I seeing that? or are
no,
you
no,
guys seeing
no,
that?
no. I get you.
I get what you're saying.
The
Yeah,
Titans.
How come they're like what, fourth in passing defense? But then in the very same breath, I'm watching games of quarterbacks finding wide open receivers.
So let me
all
tell
down
you
the
why.
field. Why is that?
Kenny Vaccaro got injured.
That strong safety position is cursed.
Yeah, Kenny Vaccaro got injured.
Jonathan
you have guys.
Cyprien, now
Yes,
Kenny
I mean you
Vaccaro.
have guys that once again things happen on the Titans this season that you just didn't account for. You lose Cyprien, then okay, we get Kenny Vaccaro. Then Vaccaro he misses some weeks. Whittier gets hurt. So guys were getting hurt that were vital to the defense because you have Kendrick Lewis playing safety,
Yeah.
who gives up a wide open touchdown
Confused.
just fundamental stuff that I know you don't do as a football player.
A lot
This
of
guy was doing
Miscommunications with ease.
I'm like, why are you peeking at this guy and you're in a certain coverage? You're looking in the backfield and you're supposed to be the deep man. You let a guy run right by you looking at a flat route. Come on, man. What are you doing?
How about Malcolm Butler? He just kept getting beat all day
Overrated to me.
against the Ravens too, getting beat all day.
He's struggling, to say the least.
I thought he was supposed to be our number one.
No, he
Guys,
wasn't supposed to be the number one.
Guys, it's a reason why I say he's overrated because he's been getting burnt down the sideline. Don't act like he's just a lockdown corner.
The number one was forever supposed to be Logan Ryan. And then Adoree.
Well, was Malcolm really supposed to be under Adoree though?
He wasn't
I think
When he
supposed
came
to.
in, I think he was supposed to be like a true one or two.
We dropped the first round pick on Adoree. That's not a guy you get in the first round just to be.
Well, a lot of
It's
teams
just
don't have
Malcolm-
Logan Ryan and Malcolm Butler on top
Malcolm
of him.
Butler is supposed to be a veteran, so he's supposed to be that guy.
Yeah, well, he's not
He's not.
currently.
You
so.
got two Patriot corners, and I would feel like Adoree would be number 3 until he can get to like year 2 or 3, and then after year 3, probably Logan Ryan's gonna hang him up, maybe, or we're just not gonna be able to pay him. I guess we have the best cap though. We have like the third best cap.
Yeah.
Money's not a problem.
Do we still after Taylor Lewan's signing though?
Well, here's the problem. You're gonna have to pay Marcus soon.
I feel like Marcus gonna have to get paid.
It's either you have to pay Marcus or you get rid of Marcus, and I don't think they're gonna get rid of Marcus.
They're gonna sign Marcus.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I don't see them getting
A lot of
Long term, or you think like a 3-year?
It's Marcus.
Depends on how the rest of the season
I
goes.
should say I think with Marcus, they might give him like 4.
Depends on how, like I said, depends on how. That's something we can't really, if he balls out the rest of the season, of course, extension. If it's iffy.
Do you think
don't know.
Marcus is that kind of guy that would be Tom Brady-esque in the sense of dropping pay to get weapons? You know what I mean? Because Tom Brady takes a pay cut, so that way the Patriots could then sign bigger name guys.
Tom Brady was getting that moolah at first.
He was. Well, I think then he realized he's like, I've already got more money than I could spend.
I think Marcus is going to want to get paid for his trouble.
At first,
I would.
At first,
If I'm Marcus, I need that check. Let me get in my bag. Then we can talk about a pay cut after I get my bag.
Yeah.
Period.
$1 million duffel bag.
Dude, you've had one of the worst situations to come into as a rookie.
Yeah.
And 3 different coordinators.
It hasn't been the best for Marcus.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's going to want that check. And I can't blame him for that.
Now, after he gets that check, he'll take a pay cut.
So, quick segue since we're done talking about Titans. Marcus, this segment's for you. And you know exactly where I'm going with this.
God.
I'll give you you saw my text, but for the people who didn't see my text, the best stat I've heard all day.
Go right ahead.
13 first-round picks. I'm talking about the Raiders. 13 first-round picks since 2004. Only 2 of those have made it to the Pro Bowl. 2 of those 2, Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper. Both have now been traded by the current head coach, John Gruden. But there's a silver lining.
Indeed.
In the trade with Khalil Mack, the Bears gave the Raiders 2019 first round, 2020 second round, 2020 third round, 2019 sixth. And in the trade for Amari Cooper, Cowboys gave 2019 first round pick. So this means that the Raiders now have their first-round pick, the Bears' first-round pick, and the Cowboys' first-round pick in this next draft. And then they've got 3 second-round picks next year. I mean, out of 6, one of those has got to hit, right? I mean, they have to. I mean, if you don't,
guys,
what are you doing?
I'm worried because
office staff.
Just last year, we could have got Evans.
Thank you.
And we got a tackle for no reason.
You talking about Rashad?
Yeah. We could.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, I know you Titans fans appreciate it.
We appreciate that.
And that was our worst position, linebackers.
There's a ton of good linebackers in this class. You had Trayvon Edmonds, you had Rashawn Evans, you had the guy that the Cowboys picked up. You had some.
Wasn't Harold Landry technically a linebacker though?
Not really.
Or was he like a 3-4 scheme that like he could play coverage if he wanted to, but like he's like a Von Miller.
Yeah, he's got
like,
a rush.
He's a linebacker by trade, but he's a blitzer. He's really more that kind of guy because he wears number 50 something.
He's an edge rusher.
I would say he's an edge rusher.
Yeah. So I could see that. Did the Cowboys overpay for Amari Cooper?
Possibly.
Yes.
Possibly. I could see that.
First round pick for Amari Cooper. Is he really that productive?
No. Guys,
I don't think
he dropped passes with ease.
He does. However, the Cowboys really
look at the Cowboys receiving.
They were desperate. I mean, they were desperate.
Alex Hearns.
I would have taken Amari.
Cole Beasley.
At this point, I'd have taken. But Cole Beasley is something else.
Yeah, but Cole Beasley gets double covered.
I like Cole Beasley. The thing is, they shut Cole Beaslly down because they know that's really their only receiver now that Dez is gone.
Yeah,
right.
You know, and you saw him in that game where, just this past game, when they were playing. I can't even remember who they were playing. They drove all the way. Anyway, Dak drove all the way down the field, just throwing to Beasley every single play, and Beasley was catching everything. Everything.
Beasley is their number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. And I always thought Beasley was terrible.
Nah.
I always thought Beasley was like
Beasley
not that great, but
Beasley
I think
has that work, man.
I think he's just like that way because Dez like outshined him.
Yeah.
Because of his name. You know what I mean?
And he's undersized.
Yeah. And you kind of like a Hogan, Chris Hogan.
Hogan.
You know, where he doesn't have the size, or Edelman, or Amendola.
The route running.
His footwork and his route running.
And ability to catch and get separation sets him apart.
What's your opinion on Chucky? Coach John Gruden, do you want him gone as a Raiders fan? Already? I mean, he's traded away your only two draft picks that have actually gotten to Pro Bowls.
Guys, I didn't want him in the beginning.
Well, okay, now that he's here though, and he's making his footprint, do you not like his footprint? Do you see a vision of what he's trying to make? Because I sure don't.
I don't. Now, is there a possibility that we could be good in the future with all these picks? There's a good chance, but
3 years.
Yeah, that's
going to be a process.
That's what I was getting to. It's a process. Raider fans are looking for wins now. We don't want turmoil. That's what's happening right now. 1-5, turmoil. Marshawn's out on the IR for 8 weeks with a groin. Derek Carr.
Are you
supposedly crying with the Seahawks game? It's a lot of things going on. John Gruden, yes, looks like he was crying after he got hit, even though he did get hit 16 times that game.
Do you think he was crying, Marcus?
That video, it doesn't look too good.
It doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good. The video doesn't look good. Yeah.
I mean, Derek Carr came out with a tweet, didn't he?
Yeah, he came out with a tweet.
Showed us.
He came out with a tweet saying he wasn't crying, he was yelling. But that video,
I don't know.
You know how a little baby is when they like whining?
Wah.
Yeah, that's.
Are you one of those fans that can see the future image, or are you one of those that wins right now?
A little bit of both.
Ooh,
because
straddling.
No, because a lot of because you always gonna want to have a future. You don't want to just be win now and then just once those guys leave, it's over with. You're back at the bottom. You want to have guys that's in the process, but with all these draft picks, you're gonna have if with 6 draft picks, Raider fans would like at least 3 to 4 good picks.
Oh, they got to hit it in at least 2 of them.
At least 3. And one thing I'm afraid with Chucky is that get picks, like sometimes with some of these picks, if he's the best available, okay, go get him. But get the picks that you really need.
Yeah.
You don't need to get picks just to reserve them and they just be on the sideline.
Get somebody that can start immediately.
And help you out immediately.
Right.
Don't just try to fully plan for the 76ers and just fully plan for the future.
Working out for them, though.
Yeah, it works out for them now. But ask 76ers fans 3-4 years ago when
they were the worst team in the NBA.
Just because.
Yeah. I remember talking to Mark Zumoff, the voice of the 76ers. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yes.
And they were the worst team in the NBA. And I honestly thought, because I didn't follow NBA, I thought he had the time to do that because they were the worst team. It's like, well, what am I going to miss, a 76ers game? You know? But now they've got the process.
Mm-hmm.
Trust it.
Working. Anyway, in other NFL news, Patrick Peterson, 7-time Pro Bowler, is asked to be traded. And Marcus, you were talking about his number 1 pick is New Orleans.
New Orleans.
And if that's the case,
That would be filthy.
Marshawn Lattimore,
That would be
Patrick
filthy.
Peterson, y'all better be careful now because this New Orleans team, if that happens, that's a dark horse for a Super Bowl run.
Yes.
You got Drew Brees, who's the hottest he's ever been, I think. I mean, he's that close to being as hot as he's ever been, right? You've got Alvin Kamara, who's arguably one of the best running backs in the league, right? You've got behind him Mark Ingram, who's playing out of his mind the past couple of years, right? You've got an outstanding receiving core, I think.
Oh, man.
Oh, you have a defense that was on the up and up, and if you grab a veteran like Pat Pete, I mean, this is a dark horse. I mean, this is a team that can make a legitimate run, and I don't think a lot of people are seeing that. I don't think they are. Other still rumors, Shady McCoy still possibly considering Philadelphia. I think that's a decent move for Philadelphia because they really don't have a running back.
They don't.
Shady's been hurt, though. He's been constantly in and out of injuries.
So is all their running backs in Philly.
That's true. That's a really big gamble to try to get McCoy.
That's a high-budget running back, too.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a high-budget running back. Thomas and Sanders, Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders from the Broncos, both might be gone at the end of the season. Potential Titans pickups?
Sure.
Hey,
Might as well.
Titans got the cap space.
Might as well.
Why not?
Just pay him.
Why not?
Pay him the money. Let's win some games. Please. Let's win some games. Anyway, that's the end of the NFL segment. We're going to go to our final segment of the show. We're going to try to stretch this out just a little bit. We don't have too much time. But as of right now, actually, I didn't even write it down. We took predictions 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And it was right now I'm at 9 wins, Marcus is at 8 wins, and Emmitt is at 9 wins. So that means, and we only have about 7 minutes left on my clock right here, so that means that just like we thought, Marcus, you're losing. You got to pick it up. And this is your chance right here. We're going to go straight into the first matchup, Thursday night football, Dolphins at Texans. That's a big game for the Texans. Can they win to keep the lead in the division? I think so. Texans get the win there over the Dolphins.
I got Texans.
Texans. You
That was
sounded
a
really
whisper.
ashamed at that one.
Texans.
You sounded extremely ashamed about that.
Got to be a little bit more confident.
I don't know. I just got a feeling the Dolphins might,
Make it a game
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
least.
yeah.
Next game on our list, Eagles at Jaguars. And I tell you what, I don't like anything from what I'm seeing out of any of these either one of these teams. But if I had to choose one, if my life depended on it, I'm going to take Philadelphia.
I'm going
Because I
Eagles.
really don't like Blake Bortles. I don't like what he's doing. That defense is not living up to their reputation at this point. I think Eagles takes it. They have a much powerful team than the Jaguars do.
I got the Eagles.
Eagles. Cody might be in the game for the
Right.
Jaguars.
Yeah.
There's a
Ooh.
good chance.
Well, that'd be funny if Blake Bortles is benched.
He already got benched.
He got benched.
I know he got benched
You
in the
mean- you
last
mean,
game.
like,
I mean,
permanently?
yeah, permanently.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, he was quote unquote the GOAT last year, and now he's
I don't
quote
know who said
unquote
that.
bench warmer squad, right off the bat, just
right
like that.
into that pine.
Very next game, one that I think could be kind of interesting, but I don't think it's going to be even close when it comes down to the fourth quarter. Broncos at Chiefs, Mahomes land at Arrowhead.
I got Chiefs.
Man,
Chiefs.
I think Mahomes is going to put up 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, and no interceptions against the no-fly zone of the Broncos. It's not even going to be close. So I got Chiefs there. Browns at Steelers division matchup. I don't know. Browns always try to make it a game against the Steelers, but this is also at Heinz Stadium. I'm taking Steelers.
I'm taking Steelers.
I got
Le'Veon Bell might be back, folks. So
Right.
you can't risk if Le'Veon's back. it's,
Is he really that much more of a compliment to that offense than what they've been getting, though?
To me, yes.
Like, they've been getting a good, solid running back.
Connor's been
right. They've
Connor's
been
been
getting a
good.
good,
Connor has
solid
been
running
solid.
back, and he's not getting paid like Le'Veon could. I think they have a better advantage if they just get rid of Le'Veon, and now all of a sudden they have all that much space to
Connor's
work
great.
with.
Connor's
right?
good.
Le'Veon is elite.
Le'Veon is Le'Veon.
I mean, this guy
get that.
receiving, blocking, the way he cuts.
they're not
I mean,
fearing Connor like they will fear
Yeah,
Le'Veon.
Le'Veon changes the whole dynamic of things.
Because Le'Veon has guys behind him as well.
True.
And Juju is gonna open his game up even more.
I hear you. It's a debate for sure. Redskins at Giants. I don't know. I don't like anything that I'm seeing out of the Giants.
Give me
I'm
the
taking
Skins.
the Skins in this one away.
I'm taking the Skins, even though I kind of want to go Giants.
We
I'm
gotta
just
have
not.
some discrepancy.
it's
here,
gonna
fellas.
happen eventually.
You know what?
That's okay.
I
We'll
don't-
keep going. You take
I don't-
Redskins.
I
That's
don't-
your gut feeling, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. Use your gut.
It's
Seahawks
Skins.
at Lions. I'm taking Seahawks.
I'm going Lions.
There we go.
Seahawks.
Yeah, I
Matthew
got
Stafford.
Seahawks, man. I just like Matthew Stafford's good. This was a tough one to pick, but I like Seahawks here. Buccaneers at Bengals. This one's kind of a weird one.
I'll take Cincy.
I'm going Bengals.
I'm taking the Buccaneers on this one. I like the
Ooh.
away. I like the away underdog here.
Okay.
Ooh.
I got Cincy.
I
got
like the
Cincy.
away underdog here. Jets at Bears.
Bears.
I think Bears takes it all
Bears.
day at home.
Mitchell Trubisky going for a check at home.
Ravens at Panthers.
Panthers. Give
That's
me the
a tough
Panthers.
one.
Give me the Panthers.
Give me the Ravens. That defense is number 4 in the league.
Give me Panthers.
I got a close one, but I got the Panthers edging it out.
I like the road one here, man. Number 4 in the league in defense. Colts at Raiders. Marcus, I'm sorry, bro. I'm taking the Colts here. I don't like what I'm seeing out of the Raiders.
I got the Colts in the toilet bowl.
I'm gonna take my team on this one,
Hey, that's
but
solid.
don't be surprised if Marlon Mack
Respectable.
goes for a check, guys.
49ers at Cardinals.
Niners.
Niners.
That's
Just-
not even a
that's a-
debate.
Just because of
A
what I
tie.
saw.
49ers. for
Will I
sure.
get bonus if I call a tie?
Yes. I'll give you 2 wins if you call a tie.
I want to so bad.
If you call it and you get it, I will do that for you. Packers at Rams. I'm taking Packers. That's the big one. I'm taking Packers because you can't bet against A-Rod.
Where's this game at?
Rams.
It's in L.A.
That's going to be close.
I got Rams.
Give me Rodgers.
Yeah,
Give me
see?
Rodgers.
Same brainwave.
Give me Rodgers.
Same brainwave.
It's about to get interesting.
Because they're
this
coming
week.
off the.
What do you think?
Yeah.
I got Rams.
You got Rams?
I got
You got Rodgers? I got
Uh-huh.
Rodgers. That's the move. That's the move. Saints at Vikings.
Saints.
That's a good one. I got Vikings on that one.
Saints.
Where's it at? Where's
I
it
got
at?
Vikings.
It's at Vikings. I got
Yep.
them winning at home.
I got Saints, man. I like Drew Brees. And then last one's Monday Night Football, and that is Patriots at Bills.
Patriots season.
Buffalo Patriots.
Oh, I really thought you were coming away with the home underdog there.
That's ridiculous.
Come on.
Absurd.
Go for it.
No.
No.
You know, scared money don't make money, Emmitt.
This is not one you bet on. You don't bet on Buffalo unless they're playing the Titans.
I heard that you get rich if you bet against Brady.
You do, but rarely does Brady lose.
No, that's
to-
completely wrong. Nobody's ever gotten rich betting against Brady.
Hold on, wait. What did you just say?
If you
Oh, wait, my fault.
get rich
yeah,
if
I
you bet
didn't-
against Brady, it's never
yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
and never
Bet,
will
bet
happen.
for Brady, sure.
You don't get that much.
Yeah, right, because he's expected to win.
Yeah, I just you never get I think somebody said you never win money betting against Brady. I don't know. Some statistics guy. I don't know. But that's pretty much the end of the show. Marcus, you got to catch up. You're one down in this Showtime matchup between me and Emmitt, the veterans of the show, 9-8 to 9 so far. And that's the end of our show. This is the second episode or third episode. This is third episode of Real Talk. Again, I want to thank everybody behind the scenes, our producer in the house. I really appreciate it. You're the man. I appreciate it. He's giving us all the little hand gestures over here.
Right.
Doc V, everybody. You know, again, this is Aaron King, Emmitt Thomas, Marcus Modey. See y'all. Yeah, I